Hey you guys, what's going on today? Hope you're having an awesome day. So a little bit of an environment change, as you guys can see. This is my new office in Serbia, and most of my content is going to be coming from right here from now on. So just so you guys know that. So this video specifically is going to be covering basically sales psychology and the way that you want to approach your sales calls from now on. I'm going to be answering one very fundamental question that you need to be able to answer if you want to be able to sell literally anything. So, this also introduces a new way of selling and better business ethics, and it's really like just an amazing way to up your sales conversions. So the question basically is, what does a doctor have to do with sales? And what does a doctor have to do with selling? And that's what I'm trying to answer in this video. So without further ado, let's just dive straight into it, guys. So in order to understand the new system of selling that I want to introduce to you guys, first you need to take an objective look at the old, outdated, traditional methods. And basically what this looks like is when it comes time for the product presentation, or it comes time to pitch your service basically, most marketers, and it's so sad, like I see like 70% of people doing this, they literally just vomit out everything onto the table when it comes to their service. They just list every single feature, every single benefit, like everything that they can do for their clients, It takes maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, the prospect's eyes are gonna glaze over, and they just hope by chance that something that they say is gonna strike a nerve. By chance, They don't ask, hey, what are your problems? They don't try and diagnose the problem. They just immediately try and force their prescription onto the client, if that makes any sense. So just imagine hypothetically, right, that you go to a general practitioner doctor and you ask them, hey, so I have a problem, can you help me out? And they're like, yeah, I'll help you out, sure, let's do it. And then immediately, before you have the chance to say anything, they just start prodding and poking different parts of your body, and they're like, hey, okay, does it hurt here? What about here? Does it hurt here? And this is fundamentally wrong, guys. Remember that in the medical profession, a prescription without a diagnosis is malpractice. I'm just gonna let that sink in real quick. A prescription without a diagnosis is malpractice, guys. Sales is all about the same thing. Like fundamentally, it's about taking someone from an undesirable before state and then moving them towards a more desirable, more pleasurable, happier after state. And obviously not everybody that you're gonna work with will be a good fit for your service. You can't take everybody from their current situation to the desired situation. If what you offer doesn't bring your clients closer or completely to that ultimate desired outcome, simply do not sell to them. It's going to create a much larger headache in the future if you can't actually deliver on the results that you promised. Imagine walking into a doctor's office and immediately, before even asking you about your symptoms or getting to know you at all, they just prescribe you with a new medication that just came in, right? They're just immediately like, hey, these new antibiotics came in, these things are great. I'm just gonna write you out a subscription and a prescription because these will definitely help you, right? They didn't even ask you what your symptoms were yet. And I guarantee you that this doctor's license would be taken away and they would potentially even be thrown in jail, right? So doing the same thing with your sales practice, obviously the repercussions aren't going to be as bad. You're not going to be thrown in jail. But if you do that, you start out the sales call with selling in mind, you're going to have a huge problem on your hands. It's just not the right approach. So key takeaway here, guys, you want to accurately diagnose the problem first and then go about prescribing a solution, right? A good salesperson has all of their attention on the diagnosis instead of the prescription, As a salesperson, you're trying to really just drive people from their current situation to their desired situation. And if what you're selling can actually help them, then you sell it to them and make an absolutely irresistible offer. If you can't help them though, just shoot them straight and let them know that what you're selling can't help them and it's not a good fit for them. Like, not only does this save you time on the sales calls by executing it early, but it also just builds goodwill in your marketplace and it makes you seem more trustworthy as a seller. You're not just trying to make a quick buck by selling something to someone. You're trying to actually solve problems in your niche. The word will get out and you will be rewarded for this approach, guaranteed. To add to this effect, if you diagnose the problem before, prescribing a solution, you're really tailoring everything to the needs of the buyer. You're really listening to what they're saying and actively, attentively listening. And then based on what they're saying, you make a much stronger prescription for their needs and their desires. Like if you can actually help them, let them know, and then really deliver on those results. So kind of the key takeaway here again, guys, is that everybody's favorite person is themselves. If you can get them to talk about themselves and their problems and really just like accentuate everything that they're experiencing, it makes the whole process for yourself so much easier, because you don't have to do all of the talking, and you don't have to, you know, really even do much of anything. You just have to ask questions, hear their responses, attentively be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I understand, you know what I mean? And this really like just makes sales for yourself a much smoother process. Okay guys, so just a quick recap of the entire video. Selling to people based on what they actually want and their actual problems makes your selling power so much better. It's gonna really up your conversion rate and just make sure that you can actually close more deals, okay? So that's the whole point of this entire video, is to just help you guys out, give straight value, and I really hope you liked it, hope you enjoyed the video and actually implement what I just showed you. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd love to just answer them straight away. Also, if you need help with your sales, feel free to just shoot me a PM. I'd also love to just help you out a little bit. So yeah guys, that was the video. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.